All right, let's talk diamonds. Right now, the global market is sending some really mixed signals, especially as we head into the all-important holiday season. And it's pretty complicated.
So what's the deal? Is the market sparkling or is it starting to struggle? That's the huge question on everyone's mind right now, from the miners digging them out of the ground to the folks behind the retail counter. Well, the funny thing is, the answer is kind of both. You've got this really strange split. On one hand, retail in the US is looking pretty solid, and those big, beautiful stones are holding their value. But on the flip side, you look at the manufacturing centers in India, where most of the world's diamonds get cut and polished, and things are slow, really slow. And that's putting a ton of pressure on the market for smaller diamonds. It truly is a market of contrasts. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's look at the numbers. This is where you can really see the story behind all the mixed feelings out there. And the story the numbers tell is crystal clear. Size matters. A lot. It's not like the whole market is moving in one direction. We're seeing this massive split, and it really all boils down to carat weight. Just look at the data from October. It's wild. The price index for those teeny tiny 0.30 carat diamonds, it dropped a hefty 4.4%. But then you look at the big 3 carat stones, and their value actually went up a tiny bit. So the takeaway here is pretty simple, right? The smaller the stone, the bigger the price drop. And this isn't just about abstract prices. It's hitting companies in really different ways. Take a mining giant like Alrosa. Their revenue actually went down, but somehow their profits shot up by 27%. Then you have a retailer like Brilliant Earth. Their sales are growing, which is great, but they're still fighting to get into the black. It just goes to show you how uneven this whole thing is. But it's not just about size. There's another huge trend that's shaking things up, probably because people want more unique, personalized styles. For the first time in a long, long time, the classic round diamond has some serious competition. Let's talk about the incredible rise of what they call fancy shapes. So, fancy shapes, what does that even mean? It's actually super simple. It's basically any diamond that isn't your standard round brilliant cut. We're talking ovals, emerald cuts, all those more unique silhouettes. And you gotta understand, these aren't just some niche, quirky choices anymore. Shapes like ovals, Marquises, and those long cushions, they're becoming the go-to for a ton of buyers. I mean, for decades, the round cut was king, no question. But these other styles are seriously making a play for the crown. And why are they so popular? Well, the appeal is pretty simple, but it's also really powerful. These longer, elongated shapes have this amazing trick up their sleeve. They create the illusion of a bigger stone. So if you're a buyer, you're getting way more bang for your buck, visually speaking. And this isn't just hype, This popularity translates into actual dollars. The most in-demand long cushion cuts are selling for a 20 to 25% premium over the square ones. The demand is so crazy high for these perfectly cut shapes that there's actually a shortage. All right, so let's zoom out a bit. Let's go global, because where you are in the world makes a huge difference. Geography is really defining this split personality we're seeing in the market. And when you look at the big picture, the split is pretty stark. You've got the United States, which is still a hot market, and then you've got the major Asian markets like China and Hong Kong, where things are definitely cooling down. Yeah, the US is still the engine driving this train. Demand is holding steady, especially for those bigger stones. We're talking 1.70 carats and up. And it's a perfect reflection of the trends we've been talking about, right? Those elongated ovals and cushions are selling like hotcakes. Marquise shapes are apparently hot right now, but the smaller round diamonds, not so much. Now over in Asia, it's a totally different story. They're facing some serious headwinds. Mainland China has slowed down, though Hong Kong's local scene is bouncing back a little better. And here's a really fascinating twist: the high price of gold. In India, it's hurting jewelry sales, but in Hong Kong, people are buying it as an investment. So now, all eyes are on the huge Singles' Day shopping event to see if that can give the market the jolt it needs. Okay, so that's the picture. It's complex, it's global, it's messy. So what should we be watching for? What are the key things that are going to tell us where this market is heading next? We've boiled it down to 3 main things. First, the holiday rush. Can strong sales in the US and Europe pull the whole market up? Second, trade deals. If the US and Asia can make some progress there, that could be a huge relief for the manufacturing side of things. And finally, the price of gold. Is it going to keep pulling money away from jewelry and into investment? That's a huge question. And that really brings us to the big picture here. This market is in the middle of a major shift. It's being pulled in different directions by new styles, new tastes, and totally different economic forces around the world. And that leaves us with one last big question. Are all these changes going to help the diamond industry find a new kind of modern, stable brilliance? Or are we just seeing the fractures get even deeper?